What, I leave you alone for a couple hours to go get Max, and you come back with a garage full of plants?
Well, Lowe's is conveniently located on my way to get Max, so I just got a few new things.
Yeah, well, we do need a little bit around
Yeah,
here.
we need some landscaping in this acres of land.
So we're
that
not
we
in
have.
Norton Commons today.
No, we're not. So welcome back to Edgewood, guys.
Yeah, so it's been 1 year since we filmed our first episode here.
Yeah, can you believe it?
No. Can you believe it?
No.
How did I convince you of this again?
I don't know.
So guys, we wanted to kind of commemorate the 1 year anniversary of filming. We actually didn't take possession until June, but
Right.
we did do our first sneak peek filming.
Yeah, we kind of did behind the scenes filming before we actually, I guess, acquired the keys.
Yeah, so today we thought we spent so much time taking us through the inside, we felt like the outside had been neglected.
And it has been. and no worries, there's still a handful of projects on the inside that needed to be completed also, which
I've seen your list. Yes,
we
it keeps
will
growing.
eventually show you guys that inside finish when it gets there. But
It's kind of like one of those Hollywood studios. It's just like a front facade. There's nothing really behind the wall.
no, there is. But we thought it's springtime here. It's Derby season in Louisville. So we wanted to put some focus on the outside and really putting some tender loving care into this outside, which it's been in dire need of. So I don't know if you guys remember, but the house really was vacant for 2 years before Jason and I acquired it, which meant a lot of the bushes were overgrown. The deer had eaten some of it, and it really just didn't do justice for this beautiful southern home.
Yeah, and guys, remember the house was built back in the 1860s, so it's old, and we want to modernize it a little bit on the outside. And we did something a little bit different this go round. So usually we hire a very sophisticated landscape architect.
My dad and myself. You're
Sketch it up on a napkin.
The team, and we do a fine job.
You do.
And we offer great pricing.
So, but we actually engaged a local landscape architect, Josh Meyer, with
Yes.
Meyer Landscaping. And
What a treat.
I know. It's a true professional, knows his plants. He put together a whole 3D rendering, landscape plan and everything for the entire project.
Yes.
We might do it in phases, but we wanted to have a plan to work off of so we knew what we were doing.
Right. So we just didn't go willy-nilly to the nursery and just whatever we could fit in the back of the truck.
So before we show what we're doing out here, anything on the porch you want to share?
Yeah, so we have purchased some pots. So as you can see, I've got some really pretty topiaries that I'm going to build up and put some flowers, maybe get a new rug. But I did want to show you guys, we had inherited with the home this beautiful wicker furniture, which I absolutely love. It just is quintessential southern front porch. So this was the original green, which worked well. You know, Edgewood is a white with a really dark green shutter, but I wanted to make it mine. And so, and I love aqua. So I found this really great outdoor waterproof buffalo check. It's by Premier Print fabric. And I had a local lady who does all of my window treatments and drapery. She is doing a fabulous job reupholstering all
Well,
these.
and I'll have to give it to you once again because I was like, babe, the green looks good. It matches. And we
It's
already
done.
have it. No cost. Came with the house, right? Free.
Right, so that's why I can recover the cushions.
But now seeing it, I'm like, can we get the rest of them done?
I
So
know.
it
I
looks-
feel like it makes it ours.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks really
And then we're
really
not doing
sharp.
anything else on the porch except for
Yeah, we decided not to paint the ceiling. We're just going to keep it white for
right.
now.
We're not going to paint the floors. We're just going to let
Keep
them
the
kinda-
railing natural.
No, we're not going to keep the railing natural.
I've been stalling, folks. The painters have been busy.
I'm going to start painting it, I think, soon. But yeah, so the railing will be painted white. We are going to do a green cap at the top just to tie in the green and white with the Edgewood.
Yeah. So let's go, and you want to grab the plan?
Yeah.
We can kind of show what. So out front, you may think, gosh, there's no need to replace all these lush green Taxus Hickseyes that are here, but we have a different plan in order, right?
Yes, we do. So, unfortunately, I think apparently the deer love these bushes. They chomp on them a lot. I think they've seen better days. They did have some new growth coming back that I assume that the deer are probably going to come and eat those anyway.
Won't last for long.
Yeah, and there's no color out here. There's
you did add a couple little planters
we've
here.
brought our pots that we've had for a while here, but otherwise there's no flowering bushes, no hydrangeas, which I love. So really, when you pulled up to the property, you didn't see a lot of color. It's just all dark green.
Yeah, and I would think a house like this, you want to see some color, some hydrangeas. So we do have some boxwoods out back that are pretty good size that don't fit the plan back there. So we're gonna make those the key focal points here. Hydrangeas, some skip laurels. We're gonna do a smaller boxwood hedge.
Right.
And then maybe some ground cover.
Yeah, so what's the ground cover that we selected?
Pachysandra.
Yeah, we are learning all kinds of new verbiage and terminology for plants, and I do not understand why they have to be such long.
And they come in this little bitty thing, and you plant them one at a time, like 6 inches apart, so you get proper spreading and coverage. And maybe I won't have to mulch next spring.
Maybe.
Before we go out around the side, let's talk about the flag. So, we did acquire quite the flag collection with the Edgewood Reno, and we've had the American flag flying proudly for a while. We do light it at night, so we keep it going all. I've been doing a little flag research.
I know,
to
we've been
understand.
doing our due diligence for sure.
So when we put them up, it's like, oh wait, there's got to be some kind of protocol. Does it go left or right? And apparently the American flag is always supposed to fly to its right, is what they call it.
Right.
So I think I have it right. Flag's on our left, and then we have our state flag, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, proudly over here.
Because again, it is Derby time in Kentucky, so we thought it would be fun to get the Commonwealth flag up and flying.
And nothing like a deadline. We're having a little Derby get together, so a sense of urgency maybe.
Yes.
Which I always have a sense of urgency.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Do you want to go around the side and show the...
So I think this is where the biggest change will be, is around the side. So we're going to take you guys over to the side of the house and show you that area.
We'll go through, we've got a few moles. We thought we had them gone last year, but we've got about 20 mole traps. I think Tim turned me on to the mole eliminator, and
I think he's just going to be on the regular payroll because we just can't seem to get rid of the moles.
Yeah, but hopefully before long they'll be gone. So as we walk around the side, we'll show you. I mean, I think some of these bushes are at least 25 years old. I found some footage.
Yeah, because they're tall.
Yeah. So I found some footage doing some research of the house. There was a big addition placed on it in the late 90s. So prior to the addition, I found some footage and some pictures of the house, and I'll see if I can get those and we can roll those up there. But no garage, no covered porch. It's pretty wild looking.
Well, yeah, it was just a summer house. You didn't need all that. You could take your horse and buggy up to it.
Yeah, so we are going to keep this big holly. It's mature, ground cover, a lot of privacy, and then that's kind of where it stops. The rest of it will be kind of new.
Yeah. So the plan eventually is to fence in part of this area. We do have 2 dogs, and like Jason and I had stated earlier, we have lots of wildlife around here. Deer, foxes.
Yeah, so back here we've already started removing. We've removed a bunch of partially dead azaleas. We got rid of a lot of nandina, a couple overgrown hydrangeas. We still have these big oak leaf hydrangeas that we're going to try to relocate somewhere else on the property.
Right.
But it was kind of like loosey-goosey back here, I guess, is the best.
Well, there just really didn't seem to be a formal feel to it. Yeah, and I think it was just because over time everything became so overgrown. I'm sure when it was originally planted, there was an intent and a reason, but like I said, when you let the landscaping goes for a couple years, then you can see where some of this just gets so overgrown.
Yeah. You want to show where we took up the pavers?
Yeah.
So there used to be a very uneven walkway through here, and we've pulled up the brick pavers.
Yes.
Because we had enough. We had pavers for like 100 seats over here.
I do love the brick patio, but yes, we have something else in mind.
Okay.
So our initial thought is to have a more formalized kind of boxwood garden. So we'll have lots of boxwoods. with 4 separate hydrangea trees.
That you hand selected.
That I did hand select at the nursery. That's always fun. I love field trips to the nursery to actually get to pick out the trees that are going to come to your home. And then we're going to have 3 walkways, but they'll be pea gravel walkways, which is going to be really pretty.
Well, and one of the cool things, we talk about preserving the Edgewood history.
Yes.
And on the other side of the property, there's this old garden that was recessed down, had some cool bluestone patio kind of walls. So it just doesn't make sense where it's at. So we're going to transplant some of that to frame in the pea gravel.
Right, which I love because I love bluestone.
And then the other portion, we're still looking for the right spot. There's a kind of a step down area we'll show you, trying to figure out a spot for that. So,
yeah,
I think it'll be neat. And then when we you picked out the hydrangeas, I learned a little bit when I picked out the boxwoods, because we ended up getting the bound and burlap. So they weren't necessarily in pots.
Right.
They dug them up for us out of the field. Just said it holds that moisture better when they're transplanting, and hopefully give them a better chance for success. So we've got 4 boxwood gardens. They've got about 25 boxwoods in each garden.
Right.
And these larger boxwoods that you see here, we're going to try to transplant those out front.
Right. So this is all going to be a much lower space. The height will be from the hydrangea trees. And then we're going to add, in between the hydrangea trees and the boxwoods, we're going to add, this year I think we're going to put some annuals in, but eventually I would like to fill in with some perennial flowers that literally I don't have to worry about except for just getting the weeds out.
Yeah, and the goal is this area gets fenced in. You can do all your plantings. Hopefully the deer don't jump over.
I mean, they may. We know, but we're really just trying. We've got like almost 5 acres here, so we're just really trying to create a nice, I don't want to say cozy because it'll still be big, but just a spot that can contain this little garden area and just feel a little bit more homey.
So before we show what we're doing on the patio, I want to go grab a prop for you to show what we designed for the arbor going into the patio.
Oh,
so hold my props there. I'll be right back.
Well,
all right,
looky
babe.
there.
So they haven't put these up yet, but we'll kind of simulate what it's going to look like.
Here, I'll hold one.
So we really wanted a frame coming out the door. This will be the sides of the trellis.
Right.
We'll have 6 by 6 on each side. And then we've got a 2 by 12 that we're going to curve, have the little arbor.
Nice.
And then you'll walk under it. Always wanted that pea gravel.
I know.
Thanks for
It feels
allowing.
very southern to me. I mean, we recently took a trip down to Beaufort, and I could just see this at one of the beautiful old historic homes. They had these beautiful boxwood gardens with, hydrangeas and pea gravel and brick pavers and arbors, and it feels very romantic. I love it.
I know. One of my favorite pictures of you from our trip to Beaufort was you're standing in a boxwood garden on a bluestone patio.
I know.
I'm like, all right, we got to recreate that back at Edgewood.
Yes. So, and if you guys will recognize, this is basically our porch railing that we designed out front. So you can see how the design from the front is going to tie into the back. So very thoughtful in our plan of what we're doing.
Yeah. And then do you want to kind of share the patio, what we're going to do to break up that space? I know my hose is a great emulator of the fountain, but
that's how we're living right now. We literally have like 2 hose spigots on this house, which is hilarious to us. So but yeah, so we are softening the patio with lots of planters that I've already started to plant. We've got more pots, and then eventually, and we're kind of working on putting a fountain out in this area, which I'm excited about.
Yeah. Oh, watch out for our live oak tree.
I know.
Did that Spanish moss come in yet?
I know. No, not yet. Maybe they sell fake one. We can't have it. We're not close enough to the ocean.
I know.
I already asked.
If I ever could have a love affair with a tree, it might be this beautiful white oak tree.
I know. I do love it. I do. Really, this kind of whole yard is based off of this tree and what's going to make it shine even more.
So we're debating on the fountain right now. We're looking for something
like I think a tiered. We found one that may work. It's really, really old, and so they were looking to see if it had all the parts and pieces.
Our trip to the architectural salvage yard.
So that's a possibility, because I would love something that is really old, since this house is so old, just to tie in. But we're open. So yes, so a fountain feature here. I'd love some more additional cozy outdoor seating in this area.
Maybe a fire pit?
The fire pit maybe somewhere around here. So we have a ton of space that we just kind of want to break it up so that each area has its own intentional use.
Yeah, and I know we talked about a pool at one point in time, and we just decided that we'd rather keep it a little more.
Yeah, no pool right now. Sorry, Noah, not yet.
But maybe a secondary.
And my mom kind of wanted one too.
I know. It might, you know, kind
Yeah.
of put landscaping. You
I
know?
want a baby pool. We can, or the fountain. You can put
So
your
we
feet
might
in.
do a little reflecting pool at the bottom of the fountain.
Yes.
Maybe some fish. No. I
No,
don't
no
know.
fish, no fish.
Anything else to cover? I mean, that's a.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So we've really got our work cut out for us. We've got a tight deadline to get some of this implemented. We've already started working on the weekends and the evenings. We've been out here doing stuff. Jason and I are doing some of this ourselves, but we are hiring contractors too to help out. But we're really excited, and I can't wait to show you guys the finished product. And we will give a list of the plants that we use very specifically also when it's finished, because I know some of you were already
People
asking
love
about
their
that.
plants and materials,
Yeah,
and I'm
and outdoor
like, "Oh."
spaces.
Yeah, because I mean, it's an extension of the home, and especially this time of year, we've been cooped up all winter long. We're ready to
Yeah.
get out, and I know you love to plant and
I
garden.
do.
So
I love it.
find a spot for that potting shed for you.
Yes, I would like a little she shed.
All right, guys. Well, we'll put a wrap on this one this time, but we're still going busy at the Fine Home Building Show House. So if you
Yes.
have not checked out those videos, check it out. The date is quickly approaching. I know some of you guys are booking hotel rooms to come and
I
visit.
know, that's so
I
exciting.
know, we appreciate you all letting us know. And make sure if you do come to the house, take the time to say hello and introduce and say where you're from. We talked about putting a little, you know, board and
Oh yeah,
putting
so
a
people
flag
could
where
put a
you're from.
pin of where they're from. Yeah.
But anyway, the show opens in Norton Commons May 18th. We'll run through June 2nd.
June
It'll
2nd.
be Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday, or I know it's at least Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
Like noon
and
to
then
6
one
on-
additional day during
Yeah.
the week.
But Tim's kind enough to put a link in the bottom of our YouTube video, takes you to the Norton Commons website. You can purchase your tickets online, gives you the details, and you can come spend the day with us in Norton Commons.
Yeah.
If people want to follow behind the scenes of your gardening project,
Yes.
how can they find you?
You can find me at Gretchen Black on Instagram.
And I'm Jason Black with Artisan Signature Homes. And together we're
Building a better South.